Hello again, everybody. I thought that I would go ahead and do a video to show you how to do the very final project. I think all of you are moving along pretty nicely, so I think I'm going to give you a few extra days to work on this. So what you're going to do is to use an InDesign document. You can make it whatever size you want, but I would prefer that it be 8.5 by 11 if you should decide to print this out. What you're going to do is you're going to showcase all of the things that you did during the semester. I'm going to show you with a little portfolio thing that I threw together. So you bring in all of your different things that you worked on. So you just either do a Command D or Control D, or you can even go here in place, or you can drag and drop. Like if you're just gonna drag something real quick here, not something I'm going to actually use, but here I'm gonna just drag this random thing and it says import failed. Never mind. We all have troubles, don't we? Let me get something off my actual desktop. That will actually show up faster. Okay, so we all have trouble, don't we? I'm going to just pull this over here from one of my open windows, and you can just drop that right in. And be sure not to stretch or to warp them in any ways. Let me just show you what I mean when I say that. Okay, if I go like this, it looks okay. But if I decide to start doing these other kinds of things, and it's really hard to do that in InDesign, but if you should happen to grab the actual image, you can distort him in all kinds of ways. And that is just simply not our radar red, right? Okay. So just pull your things over into an InDesign document by placing or drag and drop. So now I have got my layout already done. I've got 22 pages, which we were always talking about design in fours. Well, if you're going to do something that's going to be online, you don't have to do that. Or if you're going to just print it on paper and not actually, it may be like put it into a portfolio with, the drop sleeves and all that, the protective sleeves and that sort of thing, then 24 goes out the window. But if you're making a book out of it, this number has got to be divisible by 4. But since I am not doing that, I'm not going to expect you guys to do it either. So I do have my cover page and I have all these other pages. So whenever you're going through, I've got some just thrown in here. I want you to move them and get them kind of centered in some sort of way. Make it look intentional. Okay, that's pretty good. Meaning it's centered. Okay. Okay. And these are actually the same size posters. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got them the same size. Because if you go interview for a graphic design job, you can imagine that somebody's going to pick your portfolio apart. So be sure to, okay, and those are pretty close. They're about the same size. So whenever you're doing a portfolio, be really particular. Get things lined up. Make sure that you're not misspelling anything. Don't put a poster in there that says something like Carol of Delights or something like that. That's not how it's supposed to be spelled. You make sure that you spell everything correctly. Same thing here. This guy is not centered. So I'm going to, and you see those active lines that suddenly pop up? Those are helping you center in the page. So that is centered. And make sure that you've got everything pulled open really well, because sometimes it has a tendency to flip off and you don't want it to look like it's not correct. So this one, Going to center it too. Okay. And these others I've already centered. So do I have duplication there? Don't duplicate something. And as far as like your animal drawings that, and I'm talking about from day one, I want everything you've done in this class in this book. So like the animals that you drew, I want to see them just as a group. You can put them on one page. You don't have to put one on every single page. You can just put them in a nice grouping on one page. Then the posters, I would like to see those put in some kind of nice order. So you can see I've just thrown the kitchen sink in here. On your book, I'm going to take out this guy and I'm going to put a booklet. I don't want that on there right now. Okay. So what I'd like you to do now is to put your children's book into your portfolio. And I'm going to show you, and I'm going to just use something that I have done in the past. I just happen to have the files handy. So I'm going to put these things in. So if you'll bear with me, I'll do just that. Okay, so I'm looking for a document. Okay, I have found the PDF of it. And I am just going to do the one page because I just need a preview. This is a book that I did for the American Advertising Awards a few years ago. We give these special awards to people who've been in the industry for a long time and have added to the body of work for the Lubbock chapter. So the first thing that I need to do, I have just a PDF that does nothing. So what I want to do is have a linkable file that whenever you make your portfolio available online, that you can click this image and actually go to the entire book without having to go and find it and open another or have two different files. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I want to hyperlink that. But before I hyperlink that, I've got to go to the program, to the book itself. So I already have it open here. Here is the book. And it has several pages. This was our winner this year. And here was his version of himself that he took a photo of. And I really think that's a cool photo. So anyway, here's the whole book. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to go to the top of the window for InDesign. There is a rectangle box with an arrow pointing up. So click on that. So you can do a whole lot of different things here, but the one that we're going to do for this particular project is publish online. So I'm going to click. Okay. So I actually have done this before. So I am just, if you're publishing for the first time, you just name it children. And don't put any apostrophes or any other kind of special characters because it will not allow it. So, okay, you've named your book. We're going to do a spread. And like I was saying before, if you've done this before, and you're just making a correction, you can update the link and it keeps the same link so that you don't have to go and fix a lot of broken links and everything. If you make a correction, be sure to update that link and it makes everything easier for you. But I'm going to just publish it for the first time. So, Wooten's Children Book. I hit publish. And now it starts doing its work in the background. You can see with the little spinning arrow and the little dialog box that tells you how long your progress is. Okay, so now we have another publish. It's published online. It's telling you how long. Okay, so you can view your document. And this is not going to show up because I don't think I'm sharing this screen. So I am going to share screens real quick. So hang on a second. Stop share. is here. Okay, so now I'm going to try and share this screen. Sorry, technology. Share screen. So now I'm going to share. Nope, not that one. Firefox and InDesign. That's what I'm going to share. So now you can see this, hopefully. This is the InDesign one. Firefox, I'm hoping you can see this. If not, I apologize. I think you are not seeing that. Let's stop sharing. Let me just pick the one. Sorry. Multiple. Oh, that's multiple people. Let's just share and get done with it. So I am going to choose this one and we will go back here in a second. Okay, so now it is sharing this. So this is on my browser and you can see that it has the little A there for Adobe. That means that it's online. Actually very nice kind of thing because you can either navigate by going, click on the arrows, or you can hit toggle thumbnails and then you can progress through the thumbnails. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing again. Share screen, InDesign. Okay, so now we're back here to the InDesign. And whenever you get this final dialog box, the one thing you need to be sure of is to click here because it puts on your copy board, I can't think of the right word for it right now, but anyway, you've copied it, so you can use it here in a minute. So let's close this and let's go back to our portfolio. So select that, go to hyperlinks. If you don't have hyperlinks in your side over here, just go to Window and go to Interactive. And that's where you can find the hyperlinks button. So just click that, open up the dialog box, and you have this selected, but you don't have any hyperlinks in here. So don't do HTTP blah, blah, blah twice. So just select that and now put in your link and that's done. I also want to talk about the back page for a second. Right here, all I've done is I've added a business card and I've put a box. So you can put your business card on the back, you can write your name. I just want you to identify yourself somehow. You know, and I've identified myself a lot, mainly because I just want to be sure that it's not a mistake of whose a portfolio this is. Because portfolios are a private thing that are showing your work and you don't want anybody else to rip them off. Okay, so put something on your back page. Now I am going to do the exact same thing that I just did. I'm going to go up to this little rectangle and I'm going to share, publish online. And this is going to be Wootton Spring, not spring, summer. I did that in the spring in the past. So Wootton's summer portfolio. So first time I've done it, so I'm going to use the publish new document. If I was making a change, I would use update existing document so that I could keep my links all the same. So I'm going to hit publish and it's going to do its little circle. It's going to upload. If you have a fast computer, it's not a long process. Okay, so now I'm going to copy that because I have something else on my clipboard. And I would view your document for sure, but we're not going to waste time with that. So I'm going to close this. Okay. So now I want you to do something else. Let me stop share. Make sure that I've got this one shared. Okay. So now I'm going to share screen again. And this time I'm going to share Firefox. I know there's an easier way to do this, but just bear with me. Okay, I am going to look up QR Monkey. You can use any kind of QR code generator that you want, but this one is my favorite. It's easy to use and it is free. You can pay for it, but I mean, seriously, why would you? You get so many functions with this without paying anything. So you just put your URL where it says to put it. So I copied it, so I've got it. And I am just going to create my logo. So I hit the green button. Then I download the PDF. I've got PDF on the brain. I'm downloading my PNG. It's trying to get you to sign up and have an account and all of that stuff. Okay, so now I've got my QR code. And that is what I want you to turn in. Let's see, I am going to just go ahead and pause that, stop it. I put that into my downloads, so I'm just going to open up my downloads here real quick and then share that screen. Downloads. Okay. So I'm going to share downloads. Why didn't it do it right? Share screen. Downloads. I'm going to get rid of all this stuff and just drag this over here. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Okay, it is working. Very good. Okay, so here's the QR code that I just generated and downloaded. So I am going to do a quick view of that. And that is too big. Well, let's just see. Let me do this. And maybe that will. All right, now let's see if you can. I bet you can see all of that now. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your phone, open up your camera, and just, you don't have to take a photograph of it, just hover over it so you can see the whole thing. It says to go to the website. And now what do we have? We have my portfolio. So that's what I want you to do. When you are turning in your final project, your final portfolio, I want you to upload your QR PNG that you created that has a link to your booklet, okay? Which also has a link. Oh, let me show you that. I didn't show you how that links. So let me stop the sharing. And I want to make sure I've got the right. Nope, I want my Firefox up here. So I'm going to get rid of that. Any way you can share a link with somebody, you can share this link with people. Okay, so now I am going to share my screen again. You know, one of these days I'm going to do really well with with the with this thing with Zoom, but probably it's going to be when everybody else has decided to go to something else. So anyway, I think we all struggle with Zoom. So I have gone to this particular to this is summer portfolio Wooten. So here is what it looks like whenever you're looking at it online. Just like the other one, you can toggle your thumb. And I did this one in single page. So you can do your portfolio in single page. So I've got thumbnails here. I can click backwards and forwards here. I want to show you. Sorry, I've got some motions in this that it did not do on the others. Okay, so now this is the one we added the link to. So take your cursor and hover over, and all of a sudden it turns into a hand. Click on it, and what, lo and behold, you've got the portfolio, the children's book that you did before with just a simple click. So this is good for anything. If you've got multiple posters that you want to show, or if you've got anything that's multiple pages, you can link it to your other one. Okay, so I hope that's clear as day. I hope that you don't have any trouble with that. Please remember that all I want you to do is share your QR code with me. Just this little QR code. That's all I want you to load up. You don't have to design anything. Just give me your QR code. Okay, so that's it. I will see all of you guys who are in my fall class in a few weeks. We're going to do a really fun project there, so I'm looking forward to it. So see you then.